it's it's on the wrong side. I just have this Destiny 2 poster just sitting here because I don't know what to do with it. I want to hang it up somewhere, but as you can tell, space or wall space is a little tight, so you just have to deal with it for now. Hey everybody, Nick from 9Card TCG, and today we're going to be looking at the brand new Lucario VStar that just came out in its own premium collection box a couple of days ago. It came out on April 8th, and I have one. You can see it in that middle shelf. It's to your left, I guess. Either way, the point is, it's a cool box, and we're going to look at the cards that are in it. But before we do, if you haven't already, subscribe, like, comment, all that kind of stuff tells YouTube this is a good channel, and other people should watch it. If you're in the market for some TCG accessories, I am now affiliated with Dragon Shield, which means you can use the link in the video description to get yourself some awesome Dragon Shield matte sleeves. They're the only ones I use. You show up to regionals looking and feeling like a pro. If you use that link, I get a kickback, which means I can make more and better videos for you guys. Lastly, if you want to support the channel in a little bit more direct manner, you can become a YouTube member. Click the join button to see all the different perks you get. But none of that matters. It matters, but none of that is required. It definitely matters, but none of it's expected or required. Just you being here watching is enough for me. Now, we're going to hop over to PTCGO, where we take a look at Lucario VStar. I can't believe I forgot to say this. We posted a video, and now you can rent competitively viable meta decks through 9Card Deck Rent. Check the link in the video description if you want to get yourself a deck and try it before you buy it. So there's that. Now, PTCGO. Yesterday, we did a live stream, or I guess technically when this goes live, it will be the day before that. But either way, we did a live stream on Sunday. Why didn't I just say that from the beginning? We did a live stream on Sunday, and we were showcasing the brand new Lucario VStar 270 health fighting type Pokemon. It does 120 damage with Fighting Knuckle for fighting colorless. However, if your opponent's active Pokemon is a V, it does an additional 120, which means you're going to be hitting 240, enough to knock out any Pokemon V in the game that's at least used, and you're going to be hitting fighting weakness on Jolteon, Gengar, Arceus, some of the most popular and best decks in the game at the moment. You also have Aurastar as your V-Star power for a fighting and colorless energy. It does 70 damage times the number of energies attached to all of your opponent's Pokemon. So you can really, if you can't get enough energies onto Lucario for just 2 energies, and your opponent has a couple of energies in play, you could be hitting for 210. You could be hitting for 280 pretty easily. Even if you go first and you start Lucario, you attach an energy. Your opponent goes, they attach a double turbo energy to Arceus VStar, Trinity Charge, now it's your turn. Attach an energy, evolve, you will be knocking out that Arceus VStar, because you're going to be hitting for 140 with Aurastar. 140 times 2 because of weakness is 280. That also works if your opponent somehow evolves into an Arceus VStar and they have a double turbo energy in play. You will be hitting for 280 with weakness. Because it says energy in play, double turbo energy provides 2 energy, not energy cards. So something to keep in mind here. You do have a retreat cost of 2, which is cool with Air Balloon, and you are weak to Psychic, which is a little unfortunate because Mew is still very popular and very good. But if you can dodge those Mew matchups somehow, and honestly, it might not even be that hard to do with all the Arceus and Rapid Shark Urshifus running around, you might have a decent time with this deck. It also comes with the promo Lucario V, 210 health, Crushing Punch, double colorless, hits for 50, and you get to discard a special energy from your opponent's active Pokemon. Cyclone Kick is for a fighting double colorless, hits 120. Nothing crazy, but that Crushing Punch can be a big deal, and especially if your opponent goes and attaches, like your opponent goes first. They attach a Rapid Strike energy or Double Turbo energy or some type of special energy to their active. Now you can come back with your own Double Turbo energy and get rid of their special energy and really potentially set them back quite a bit. An Arceus V that loses its double turbo energy is really, especially if that's the first energy they attach for the game, that can be problematic because then they can't evolve into Arceus VStar and hit with Trinity Nova because they can't attach a basic and a double turbo energy in the same turn. So if your opponent does that, they'll go ahead and pay the price. The rest of the deck we are using, at the time when I built the deck on stream, we did a 2-2 split of the promo and Champions Path Lucario V. At the moment we're running a 2-1. This Lucario V Aura Sphere does 40 to the active and 20 to the bench for just a single fighting energy, so not a bad option if you are going second. And also Beatdown Smash for 2 fighting and a colorless does 180, but you can't use Beatdown Smash during your next turn. That's fine, because we would want to look to evolve into the V-Star the following turn anyway, or just use this to take a quick knockout on something like a Jolteon, a Gengar, something like that. Of course, we are running this with Arceus VStar to help us power up our Lucario with the Trinity Nova and Trinity Charge attacks, where we can either damage the active and attach 3 basic energies to our Pokemon V in any way we want. We also have Starbirth, which is a once per game ability where you can search your deck for up to 2 cards and put them into your hand. Very, very powerful ability. Now you can only use Starbirth or Aura Star once. You can't use both. So depending on the matchup, depending on what you need, you're gonna have to pick one and use it at the appropriate time. We have Bibarel. We have Bibarel with the Industrious Incisors ability where we can draw until we have 5 cards in our hand, and we also have Lumineon V so that when we play this card from our hand to the bench, we can search a deck for a supporter and put it to our hand. We'll cover the energies because it's pretty easy. 3 double turbo energies and 8 basic fighting energies. There we go. Nothing really crazy there. The trainers might seem, I don't want to say a little interesting. They do make sense. 4 Ultra Balls, 4 Quick Balls, 2 Evolution Incense. We're running 4 Ultra Balls because we can discard 2 cards from our hand to then draw more with Bibarel. Quick Balls is just a great way to get our Bidoofs, Arceus Vs, our Lumineon, or Lucarios, whatever basic Pokemon we need. And then we have a fair amount of evolution Pokemon, so having Evolution Incense does help. For mobility, we are running a 1 of Escape Rope. It's not my favorite switch card, but sometimes it is pretty useful, especially if your opponent has a Sobble in the active and a V on the bench and you need to switch out. Now you're going to force them to switch into their V, which is pretty useful. And we do have a copy of Echoing Horn, which put a basic Pokemon from your opponent's discard pile onto their bench. This could be really, really nice. If we haven't used Starbirth, we can go ahead and say Starbirth for an Echoing Horn and a boss, get that basic Pokemon like a Crobat from the discard back onto the bench, and then hit it for an easy knockup with really any of our Pokemon. Arceus VStar, even with a double turbo energy, does base 180, and then a Lucario is going to knock it out because it's weak to fighting. Also, Fighting Knuckle just does 240 damage to a V Pokemon. So your opponent's Lumineons, their Crobats, their basic V Pokemon, really great targets for Echoing Horn, Boston, and Fighting Knuckle. Take 2 quick prizes. The supporter count is pretty simple. 3 bosses to pull off that Echoing Horn combo, or just pull up something from the bench. Marnie, Research, Raihan, and then we have some air balloons from maneuverability or mobility, and then Choice Belt to do a little bit more damage. This Lucario VStar, it hits for 240, but it's not enough to knock out some other V-Stars, so we want to pair it with something like Choice Belt so that we can get to that 270 mark and really make sure we're taking some easier knockouts. That's pretty much the whole deck. So what we're going to do is we're going to look back to the live stream from Sunday, or the live stream that we did, and look at some of the gameplay footage from there, because I really enjoyed the games and I had a lot of fun doing it. So let's go do that. We win the coin flip, so we absolutely want to go first. And good luck there, James. This is actually not a bad hand. I'm okay with this. Traxie, what's going on? How you doing? I am okay with this hand. I'm doing fantastic. I hope you are as well. And I think actually we're just gonna... Yes, I can see the chat. Yeah, I said hello. Look at the can't, please. I'm looking at chat. I see you. There's just a slight delay, so you just gotta give it a second. All right, let's go ahead. We don't really have much of a choice. I don't want to throw down this training court, so we're gonna judge first. I don't want to starburst for something and then draw into it like we kind of did here. Thank you very much, Traxy. I appreciate that. And now we can go ahead and starburst for some stuff. And I think we starburst for a double turbo energy for sure. That's like for sure. And then probably a research. Or do we want to go... Yeah, I'd say a research might be good. We have it for next turn. We'll also have the Bibarel if we go... I think maybe Bibarel. Because then we'll draw a bunch of cards. And then we still have a supporter for next turn. And we'll go ahead and just Trinity Nova. And we will attach all the 3 energies to our Lucario V over here. And really, what I need to do is... I don't know what they're playing yet. So they might be playing Arceus Inteleon. This is a very good possibility. Your internet... Oh, that's what I was going to say. There was no reason why you would concede that early. Your router crashed. Gotcha. Okay, someone unplugged the router. What a... It's annoying. Sorry to hear that, man. So let's see what they quick ball for. It's got to be an... Oh, yeah. There's the double turbo energy, which means it's an Arceus, which we see immediately. They can't evolve it, and they can't Trinity charge. Yes, we want to get a supporter. This does 240. Well, we can boss this thing up. I say we attach an energy here. Let's retreat. And now we can Bibarel for 4 cards. We get the Ultra Ball, which is huge. Not that we even needed it, but it's nice to have. And now we are taking a really big knockout on this Arceus VSTAR, or Arceus V. And we get 2 easy prizes. Robert the Collector, how you doing? You actually had Arceus Ultra Ball Moltres V Dark Energy in hand. Oh my god. So you were actually fairly okay for that. You were okay. So we are going to not be able to knock out this. Let's see. Let's see what happens before I start making any decisions or judgments. Cool deck we got here. Yeah, I think I'm a big fan of Lucario. I think it's a cool deck. They're gonna go ahead and attack with Aqua Bullet. Okay. They get the 190 health on it. Okay. Another Drizzile. Probably going to find a Quick Ball or a Research. So we'll see what happens here. There's the Quick Ball. Whether it's a Crobat, it's a Lumineon, it's another Arceus. I don't know. Crobat seems like, yeah, the obvious answer. Draw a fresh set of 6 cards. And this is exactly the kind of thing we want to see from our opponent, which means we can knock out this Crobat fairly easily. All we need is just a single boss, and we are in a pretty good spot. They're going to go ahead and get an Arceus down, I would imagine. And I did consider putting down Path to the Peak previously, but now I can do it because now that they're not going to be able to Starbirth once I do, unless they have a stadium in hand. And they'll hit with the Aqua Bullet. Okay. Well, Path. I want to Bibarel for as many as possible. We'll take the Arceus. Fighting Knuckle. There we go. 2 more prizes. Now whatever they put into the active is likely to get knocked out. Aqua Bullet's not going to be able to knock out Lucario V. VStar. If they leave this in the active, I can just bring up the Arceus VStar to knock out this. It has 190 health. Doesn't matter. So I think we're in a pretty good spot. Constantly taking knockouts on those Arceus Vs, preventing them from being able to use Starbirth, Trinity Nova, anything like that. Scoop up net so they can do it again. That's fine. They can hit this again. They will be able to knock it out if they quick shooting it again, but again, this Arceus V-Star is just going to come in and take the knockout. Because I do not have a double turbo energy on this thing, so I don't get that minus 20 damage reduction. So, okay, fine. They'll get 2 prizes. A lot of work for 2 prizes. And Trinity Nova. There we go. And good game, James. That was this deck did exactly the kind of thing that I wanted it to. That was the exact game plan that I wanted to have, and it worked beautifully. So thank you for letting me test a little bit with Arceus V-Star. It does work. Based on this deck box and sleeve, we might be playing an Arceus deck. We win the coin flip. We are on a roll with these coin flips, and we are, of course, going to go first. Our opponent had no basic Pokemon, so we're going to start our Lucario, of course. It would be really nice if we started a Lucario, an Arceus V here. I think it would have been very happy. And we're playing Inteleon Vmax. This could be kind of annoying because they bounce their Rapid Strike energies back to their hand. Why am I by putting the Bidoof as a stadium? And we're just going to go ahead and go here. And we're going to end our turn. I really want to be able to find a Lucario V-Star before they evolve. Because then I will be able to knock it out, hit for 240. With the double turbo energy, still 220. It's enough. If they put a big charm on, then I would need a choice belt. But Lucario V-Star is the thing we want to try to hit, and they pass off. We'll drop a V, we'll evolve into the Bibarel, we'll attach a double turbo energy. I say we throw down a Training Court. We'll Industrious Incisor, see if we can find a better draw supporter than Marnie, but we don't, so unfortunately, we are going to have to Marnie. We get an Ultra Ball, that's perfect. We can ditch a Fighting Energy, get it back with a Training Court. And probably this Air Balloon, I would... no, I kind of want the Air Balloon. We'll do the double... We'll keep the double turbo, because the double turbo energy can provide us both an attacker and a retreat. And we priced 2 of our Lucario V-Star here. So, that's a little annoying. And you know what? We'll use a Training Court to get this energy. We'll use it to get it back. And we are just going to Fighting Knuckle, hit for 220. And yeah, we're off to a decent start here. Find our other Lucario V-Star. Steuben, getting to check out the live stream. How you doing? Steuben's a fantastic streamer as well. So if you're not following Steuben, I don't know what you're doing. You absolutely should. They're going to Big Charm this guy. So we'll get a double turbo on this. Before I research, I would like to try to draw a couple of cards. We get the boss, but it's not enough. It's not enough because we only hit for 240. And they have, we only have for 220 because of the double turbo energy. So, let's, they have 230. We hit for 220. We are 10 shy. But it's going to trap them into the active, and I'm going to put a lot of damage onto them. So, let's just do it. You know, they can Cheryl that damage away, but that's okay. And they're going to go in and concede. They must not have the ability to do it. So far, Lucario is doing very, very well. And if anybody wants to play against this Lucario deck, just put your name in the chat and we will play a game. We'll call Tails, because you know what they say, Tails never fails. There we go, just like that. This is not a bad hand. I can actually work with this. Especially if we were to get a basic fighting energy, that would be huge. We don't. We get the double turbo. I'm playing a Galarian Zigzagoon. I don't know what this could be yet. We're going to do the Choice Belt. I'm going to take a chance and put this double turbo. I really don't want to, because there's always a chance they can hammer it away, Fan of Waves it away, and then I'm in a lot of trouble. Zigzagoon and Asabel removes the possibility for Eternatus. This could still be a Suicune deck, honestly, with, or it could be Jolteon. Jolteon tends to run all of these cards, so my money's on Jolteon, which would be pretty nice for us. And it's an Arceus. Okay. Well, not with that anymore, it's not. We are still going to Starbirth here. And we are going to Starbirth for a path and a boss. I mean, unless Jolteon's playing Arceus with... I mean, this might just be Arceus Inteleon with Zigzagoon for extra ping damage. Because Arceus, with the Choice Belt and Double Turbo Energy, hits 210. And they're 10 shy of KOing opposing Arceus Vs. So that Zigzagoon puts them at the 10 damage they need. And even though without weakness, I still hit for 240, which is still in 220, which is still enough to take the KO here. So I think we're in a pretty good spot. We'll lock them out of paths and take the KO, even without weakness. So this looks like just a regular Arceus Inteleon with a Zigzagoon tech for the Arceus Inteleon mirror. Because, like I said, if they go first... So, now they can Raihan, but I don't know what they would want to Raihan to, because they don't have an Evolution Pokemon. They don't have an Arceus V on the bench, and they're not going to attack with an Arceus. That would just be silly. So, they'll probably leave something in the active for me to KO. Taking away their Starbirth is kind of nice. Yes, we can't use our own Lumineon, but at the moment we don't really need it. So there's the Arceus. They might just Melanie onto it. Double Turbo Energy. And they're going to Avery. Alright. Don't really... Didn't see that one coming. And they get the Scoop Up Net off the Avery. Very nice draw there for them. Give us the Zigzagoon. Man, if we top deck a boss or we top deck a Training Court, we will be able to one-shot this other Arceus again unless they get the big charm off this Drizzile. And if we do, oh boy, we are in a seriously good spot. So, because we have the Quick Ball for a Lumineon, we can Quick Ball away one of these Lucario Vs, get a Lumineon going, and boss up that Arceus, which is kind of what I want to do. They go with the Evolution Incense. We find a Research, not exactly the thing we want to see. I say we throw down here, here, and let's Research. I can't get Lumineon with boss because of the path. So, we'll just, we'll do our thing. We'll go ahead and, they're not going to be able to knock anything out. Arceus is going to do 210 with a Choice Belt. So, not really too worried. Yeah, I guess, right? Fighting Knuckle. It's the most we can do at the moment. Because we... okay, so... I think the game plan here is to boss up the Dunsparce. And then when they are forced to attack with the Arceus, they don't have weakness anymore. Or I have weakness. Yeah, I gotcha. So there's the Raihan. There's the Water Energy. Search for any card they want. They can't boss up my other Lucario, so it is safe. But they're probably going to be finding a V-Star. That's the only thing. I mean, they have the Evolution Incense for the V-Star. Collapse Stadium. Man, that would have been... not having that... I mean, that's always the risk you run when you path yourself, is that, you have that Lumineon, that Crobat you might want to use or need to use, but... it's alright. They get their own Starbirth, finally. So now... I think... I gotta find a double Turbo Energy. It's kind of like the deal, huh? That's kind of like my goal for this turn. Because if I can find a double Turbo Energy, I will retreat this Lucario and attack with Arceus, power up the two Lucarios, and kind of put them in a tough spot. And I can boss up that Dunsparce. Because I don't want to judge. So, there's the Trinity Nova 4, 180. They'll power up this other Arceus. I mean, I'm afraid that if I go ahead and knock out this Dunsparce, they'll just Clara it back. We don't find a double Turbo. So it's like... what do I do? I still think I'd knock out this Dunsparce. I still think that's the play. And we will start... oh, man. We'll attach here. We'll Evo Incense for the other V-Star. Just so they can't knock out this Lucario as easily. And... I think I'd go with the Dunsparce here. We get an Air Balloon. Air Balloon's pretty nice. Because now I can try to... If they knock out this Lucario, I can Ultra Ball for a Lumineon to get a double turbo energy after I Raihan. So, I consider knocking out the Soluble, but I think with 2 prizes left, my goal is to try to knock out this Lucario, the Arceus VSTAR with Lucario. So they're going to Marnie. They're going to Path first, so I can't even use my own Lumineon. Man, that's tough. And now they're going to Marnie me down. Hopefully I can find something pretty decent. I don't need a boss. I just need a double turbo energy Lumineon. We get the Raihan, so that's kind of nice. That's pretty sweet. We'll send up this Lucario. We have a fighting energy in the discard. So let's Raihan. We'll attach it here. And we will get a double turbo energy. Fighting Knuckle. Weakness. KO. 2 prizes. There we go. Game over. Love to see it. Love to see it. So there you go, Lucario VStar. Honestly, I really enjoyed this deck. I always knew that I would, and with Arceus being as popular as it is, it's, you know, pretty... It's functionable, right? You can definitely get some wins with this. You're going to be one-shotting Galarian Moltres V, Zapdos V, Arceus V, as long as they don't have a Dunsparce, and even if they do, you boss it up, because they're likely not able to take a one-shot in return, unless they're running some type of Psychic Pokemon, but the only one that's really, really popular at the moment is Mew, so yeah, that's a tough matchup. That's where we start to run the Arceus more than anything, but hey, you know, no deck is going to be perfect against everything, except for Mew. It's kind of pretty good against most things. But anyway, that's going to do it for us today. Thanks so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed, found us a little informative. If you did, don't be afraid, like, subscribe, comment, all that kind of stuff. Check out Dragon Chill, check out 9-Card Deck Rent, and if you're interested, become a channel member. And yeah, that's going to do it for us today. Thanks so much, and I'll see you next time.